Welcome once again to Commander by Danon. Today's video was brought to us by everyone over on my Patreon. Every month I have a poll on my Patreon that all of my supporters can vote on. This month, the poll was about which of the pre-constructed commander decks from Outlaws at Thunder Junction I would do an upgrade video on. Apparently, people really like cactuses, so this video will be on Desert Bloom. Also, and I know how annoying it is to keep hearing this, but statistically if I don't ask you to like and subscribe, the video does get fewer subscribers. Desert Bloom comes with 3 possible commanders, 2 made specifically for the deck, plus one other one, Hezizan, Shaper of Sand. After discussing it on stream last week, we decided that Hezizan, Shaper of Sand is the proper one to lead this deck. Yuma, Proud Protector, is great, but way too expensive at 8 mana. And Kiri, Talented Sprout, deserves his own deck. Well, spoiler alert, we'll have a video featuring a deck with him as the commander in a couple weeks. Hezizan, Shaper of Sand is a 3-mana 3/3 legendary human warrior with Desert Walk. He also makes it so we may play desert lands from our graveyard. Additionally, whenever a desert enters the battlefield under our control, we create 2 1/1 red, green, and white Sand Warrior creature tokens. Fortunately, Outlaws of Thunder Junction gave us a bunch of new desert cards. I've had my eye on Hezizan ever since he was first printed in the Dominaria United Commander Precon, but I didn't think the deserts that were printed in the Amonkhet block were enough to build a proper desert deck. But now we have a lot more. Also, I wanted to keep the upgrades to under $100. I won't go through what was swapped out or kept from the original. Plenty of other YouTubers have already done that. Before we get to our deck list, a quick word from our sponsor, Ultimate Guard. Ultimate Guard is famous for their boulders, and they now have the new Boulder in Tray. Designed to carry both your commander deck and enough dice to satisfy anyone but a dice goblin, you can get yours in a variety of colors, like the emerald one seen here. Find out if your local game store carries the Ultimate Guard Boulder in Tray, or click on the link down below to order yourself one from Amazon. In order to build a functional commander deck, you need lots of different pieces, which is why I try to rely on my handy-dandy checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. Oh, one more quick announcement before we get started. I'm going to be streaming on Musings by Danon as well as Twitch. It'll mostly be Final Fantasy XIV, but you're more than welcome to pop in and talk about manga. Honestly, about half my streams are talking about manga, anime, or Commander. Command Tower, Cactus Preserve, Painted Bluffs, Conduit Pylons, Jungle Shrine, Bristling Backwoods, Cristo Heath, Abraded Bluffs, Gruul Turf, Celestia Sanctuary, Boros Garrison, Desert of the Fervent, Desert of the Indomitable, Desert of the True, Ramenup Ruins, Hashup Oasis, Sheffet Dunes, Terramorphic Expanse, Glacial Chasm, Evolving Wilds, Scavenger Grounds, Field of the Dead, Croson Verge, Dunes of the Dead, 3 Mountains, 7 Forests, and 5 Plains make up the land base for our deck. Sand Scout, Elvish Rejuvenator, Ramenup Excavator, Oracle of Moldiah, Scaretiller, World Shaper, Perennial Behemoth, Titania, Protector of Argoth, Ancient Green Warden, Harrow, Hour of Promise, Map the Frontier, Vengeful Regrowth, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Chromatic Lantern, The Mending of Dominaria, Crucible of Worlds, Azusa Lost But Seeking, Exploration, and Burgeoning help us to ramp out and stay ahead of the curve. Genesis Hydra, Satyr Wayfinder, Nantuko Cultivator, Angel of Indemnity, Sun Titan, Magmatic Insight, Thrilling Discovery, Embrace the Unknown, Savine's Reclamation, Escape to the Wilds, Perpetual Timepiece, Bitter Reunion, and Archdruid's Charm helps to dig through our deck and keep our hands full. Angel of the Ruins, Path to Exile, Requisition Raid, Abrade, Bovine Intervention, Valorous Stance, Decimate, Wreck and Rebuild, and Swiftfoot Boots help us to keep our opponents in line. Cataclysmic Prospecting, Heaven Earth, and Descend Upon the Sinful allow us to reset the board as needed. Dune Chanter, Scute Swarm, Turntimber Sower, Nesting Dragon, Avenger of Zendikar, Omnath Locus of Rage, Yuma Proud Protector, Kodama of the East Tree, Rampaging Baloths, Felidar Retreat, Moarg Fury of Akum, Zendikar's Royal, Knight of New Alara, and Zurin Orb make up the core of our deck, and how we plan on winning. Now that we have our deck list, let's compare it to our checklist. 60 mana sources split between 39 lands and 21 pieces of ramp. Heavy, I know, but we're basically a landfall deck, so it's fine. 13 pieces of card advantage, 9 pieces of interaction, 3 board wipes, 1 piece of graveyard hate in Scavenger Grounds, 1 sudden I win card in Kodama of the East Tree. Kodama of the East Tree goes infinite with any landfall card that creates a creature along with one of our bounce lands. Allow me to explain the combo. We play the bounce land as our land for the turn. This puts 3 triggers on the stack at the same time: Kodama of the East Tree, the bounce land itself, and the landfall card. Let's say Scute Swarm. We resolve the bounce land trigger first, returning the bounce land back to our hand. We then resolve each Scute Swarm trigger, either creating a copy of Scute Swarm or a 1/1 green insect token. Kodama of the East Tree triggers for each token that enters the battlefield. We resolve the Kodama of the East Tree trigger by putting Golgari Rotform onto the battlefield from our hand, starting the whole process over again. This gives us infinite tokens, allowing us to overwhelm our opponents. Of course, that's not the only combo we put in the deck. We also have Glacial Chasm alongside the ability to play lands from our graveyards. At our opponent's end step, after Glacial Chasm has been on the battlefield, preventing us from taking any damage, we sacrifice it to avoid the cumulative upkeep cost. We then play it again from our graveyard. Now, some players would consider this stacks, but to me, this is why you run Graveyard Hate in your decks. Did you pick up the Desert Bloom deck? Are you leaving it as is or upgrading it? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cutestuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits@gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. You can have a video made or just ask for help building or tuning a deck list. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waffles, Jiraiya, Danny, Muffins, Marcus, Squishy, Brett, Roxy, Sean, Mark, Borgie, Naswin, Pedro, Midge, Alix, Alex, Julio, Valeri, Conga, RJ, Aaron, Chris, Robert, Joel, Brock, Michael, Skinwalker, Sidewinder, Austin, and William. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander Deck videos every weekday, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.